Well, hello there, I'm Detroit. Do you see the intro playing right now? I like it, but I'm making a new one. As I've said in a previous video, I'm gonna be making 2 drawing videos per week. One digital on Sunday and one traditional on Thursday. So it's only normal that I use my animated digital intro for the Sunday videos. And as such, I need to make a traditional intro. By that, I mean an ink on paper one. That's exactly what I'm doing today. I cut a bunch of small rectangles, exactly 24 of them. You've seen it 10 seconds ago. The intro represents my logo morphing and twisting into the 2 symbols that make up my name tag, a D and a 3. Not to give myself flowers, but I really like that intro. I think it's a good design. I like the colors orange and blue, they are complementary, and that makes a good logo animation, I think. Now I want to keep the same animation, the same idea. I want my intro animations to be recognizable. So I'm keeping the same morphing style. I'm just making it not digital, so I'm drawing with ink on paper. Out of all the frames of the digital intro, I took like one every 5 frames. I then copied the shape of the thingamajig in the middle with a pencil on the paper squares. I kinda cheated in doing that because I didn't want to risk any wonky drawing, so I traced it. You heard me, I traced it. I did so in the easiest way I could find, because I don't have a light box, which was to put the paper rectangles on the screen of my laptop. With the light shining through, I can just discern the shape and trace it with a pencil. I had to use my laptop because there's no way I can draw vertically on my desktop PC monitor. My laptop, on the other hand, has a screen that can be put flat on my desk, much easier to draw with. In total, this took like 20 minutes. It's not the most fun to copy 25 images while squinting your eyes to barely make it out from the screen brightness, but at least it ensured that the shapes were correct. After that, the process is fairly easy. A fountain pen and a bunch of rectangles. I mean, it's pretty straightforward, isn't it? I purposefully used small rectangles because I didn't want to spend hours on this. I think, looking back on the process, every rectangle took between like 3 and 6 minutes. For like an hour and a half, it's not too bad. The hardest part of drawing 24 successive frames was mainly the pattern thing. Not only does it take a lot of time only for a 5-second animation, but it's hard to find a pattern for every frame. I don't think I had 24 different ideas to begin with. I used a lot of patterns I already have in different videos. I'm sure you can recognize them if you've watched me for a while. Because the frames are kind of small, it didn't take too much ink, so I didn't even need to refill my cross fountain pen. I don't mind having to refill it often, but every time I get a lot of ink on my fingers. The ink is so hard to rub off, even with soap and stuff. If I draw right after filling the ink, there's a huge risk of me smudging the drawing, or making a big ink stain in my drawing glove, should I use it, which in turn would also lead to smudging. Back to the intricate patterns I used, I have to come clean. Some of them are basically throwaway, uninspired, boring patterns. I ran out of ideas, so what I did is I tried to spread the meh ones away as much as possible. Like, filling an entire frame with just dots is not really interesting. I'm kinda counting on the fact that the frames will stay for like a quarter of a second on screen, so it won't be too apparent in the final version of the intro. Of course, I don't just have patterns I don't like. I have some favorite patterns too. I think my favorites are from the frames number 1, 6, 18 and 22. Let's look at them for a second if I don't forget to do that in the edit. They are more of the flowy patterns, the crowded ones. That's my jam. A lot of lines bunched together with an even contrast on them, like as much ink as there's white remaining inside the shape. Alright, back to the frames at hand. There's still a bunch to cover. I mean, this is a short video and the drawings are small, but it's still 24 drawings in one video. That's a good ratio, I reckon. I drew all of them in succession, apart from one break I took to go find a folder. I keep a special folder on my shelf with my drawing materials. In it, there are all the ink drawings I have. At this point, I needed to look at them and find patterns that I had not used yet. Or, I mean, ones I used in other drawings, but not in the previous frames. After drawing all of them, I erased the number of the frame in the corner. I then took a picture of each rectangle, trying to keep the same size and position for every photo, and keeping the order, of course. After that, I took a background picture, which is just my green drawing pad, my little copper octopus, and the fountain pen. Man, I wish my drawing pad was blue. That would have been better with the orange copper. I then exported all the images in Photoshop, made them the same size, and removed the outside of each rectangle using the wand tool. If you don't know, the magic wand allows you to select pixels by color. What I did is select the white pixel of the paper, with the tolerance relatively high so that it would encompass all the paper, no matter the shadow and gradient on it. The selection included only the paper, no background nor ink. I then reversed the selection and erased the border, being careful not to erase the ink though. I didn't do it perfectly, but there's a reason for that. The outside borders are a little jagged with a few background pixels remaining, but when I stack the frames on top of the other for the animation, it makes it look more realistic, like there's a shadow between each rectangle. The video is not technically a stop-motion animation. That's because I wanted to keep a good quality by using my phone camera rather than the one I use for the top-down view. The rectangles are too small for the quality to really show. After that, it's just putting all the frames on top of each other and with the background behind. Export it to Premiere Pro and set the duration for 5 seconds. And that's basically it. That's how you make a custom stop-motion intro. Alright, I've officially run out of things to say about the intro. It's about time I finished this video. Here comes the grand reveal, the final version of the intro, serving here as an outro. I hope you like it. If you did, please consider subscribing. That's the red button under the video. Also, like this video and comment. And if you want more ink drawings, you can check out the playlist in the end screen. I'll see you next Thursday for you ink lovers, and for the others, I'll show up on Sunday as well. Bye!